Hey, it's Friday. It is the end of week 4, so that means I am 1/4 of the way through my first semester. Um, and I guess I want to talk about. I think I should have sat in front of that wall. It's cuter. Look at this wall. I'm outside school. Um, I'm outside school, just off in the cut. I ain't want to look too weird, but and I wanted to have like a little interesting background. So this is some tile work. We have a not textiles. We have a ceramics program. So this is some ceramics work that is outside. So I'm excited that I'm done with week 4. Got some projects done, working on some projects still. Got some homework to do this weekend. And I am thinking about, well, what I've been thinking about is kind of what is this experience like? What am I learning? What am I gaining from it? Because I'm just always looking for edification or always looking for just something to learn. I just like learning. So what I did was I wrote down like, oh, also I made my little sketchbook. I showed up some pictures of it on Instagram, but what I did was I used cereal boxes, old mail, and some string to make me a little sketchbook because I started playing around in it just a little bit. But what I wanted to do was, we have to have a sketchbook for school, but it's pretty large. So this is my school sketchbook. So it's like 9 by 12, I guess, is the size. And it opens up, pretty big. But this isn't exactly something you carry around with you all the time to me. It's not gonna fit like in my purse or anything like that. So I wanted to make me something smaller that I could really, really carry around with me. This feels like more personable, more like, you know? So I made this one. And then these strings come undone. So I can always take them out if there's something that in here that I really like that I want to then transfer into my other sketchbook. I can do that. So that's what I did this week, because I just be doing all kind of stuff that ain't schoolwork, but that I want to do. So here we are. Okay, but yeah, so I made me a list in my little sketchbook as far as what I feel I have learned in these 4 weeks. The short and long of it is nothing. I haven't learned anything. I haven't learned anything new. There have not been any like this is how you do this, this is how you do that tutorial type of situation. I haven't actually learned anything, but I do feel like I have solidified some thought processes that I already had. I have been reminded of some things that I already knew that I wanted to do or that was important. And then I've had some kind of thought-provoking moments also. I think that's what I'm saying. So the first thing is being okay restarting or messing up or making mistakes or that kind of thing. I am the type of person where historically, in the past, we'll say, I was very hard on myself. I wanted to get everything the first time. I remember I tried to learn how to play piano and it didn't go because it wasn't easy for me. If it's not easy for me, I don't want to do it. So yeah. it was very, and that kind of inhibited me. Of course, not kind of, it did inhibit me from doing and learning different things, from stepping outside of my comfort zone. But because I am on a time constraint here, of course, you have projects you have to do, they have to be turned in and that kind of stuff. I don't have the time for perfection. Like, I don't have the time to be perfect at everything the first time, all of that kind of stuff. If I mess it up, I just take it apart and start over. And I really don't feel no kind of way about it. And this is the first time ever I have not felt a type of way about it. With my sketches, I very rarely, if ever, use an eraser because it's just a waste of time. I'm gonna just keep going over the line till I get the line that I want. I'll darken that line specifically, but going back and erasing and stuff, it's just a waste of time. I remember when I was teaching art, the kids would spend so much time erasing that they never finished a project because they spent all of their time erasing. They would do that with homework and everything. And I can, definitely say that I was guilty of some level of that same thing. But for the first time ever, it's just not that serious for me. I just don't care. And I don't care in the best possible way, because I am just moving through the process to get to whatever that end goal is, to get to whatever that important point is. And so that's, of course, something that I've always wanted to accomplish and always knew I needed to accomplish. I guess that's also a bit of patience, a bit of perseverance, a few different things. But it's kind of like it's finally clicking. It's finally sinking in. The next thing is process. So probably for the last 4 or 5 years now, in the present time, I have been actively selling art. Now, when I graduated from high school, I was selling art, so that's not necessarily that big of a deal. But going so much time without doing anything, without creating anything, all that kind of stuff. So for the last 4 or 5 years, I've done commissions and different projects. And I don't do a lot of sketching. I don't do a lot of layout work. I don't do a lot of brainstorming, because I think when you're doing a commission, it's somebody else's idea. And so they're telling me what they want. So I'm just creating that. So there's not a whole bunch of thought process that goes into it, as far as, what is the message I'm trying to send? What is it that I'm trying to say? How can I say that? What are the methods I can use to say that? Yada, yada, so on and so forth. And also, it just goes back to the patience thing again, wanting to get to the end project right away and get to the end piece right away. So not taking that time to do the sketches and that kind of stuff. With this, I don't have no choice. Every step of the process is an assignment. So I have to go through the process, and I see the value in going through the process, and I think that is the lesson. I have to go through the process. I got to take a picture of that step, and I got to turn it in, and then I got to go through the next step of the process. I got to take a picture of that step, and I turn it in. Even I've been showing you guys the steps for my black and white project as I've gone through. And again, I can see the value in it. I am having to do it, but I do feel like it is something that will continue as I go, and become second nature, and that's a good thing. Let's see. All right, there's something else is expectations. So I told y'all that I had figured out exactly what I needed as a final for each different class for my review. Got a list I can check off, and just understanding expectations for me has been priceless, because I get caught up on a whole bunch of stuff that don't matter. It's just my nature. I get caught up on things that are just not important, and I obsess about those specific things, and I can't move on because of those specific things. So really understanding expectations and just staying there in that and getting that done has been very important for me. And it's let me let go of stuff that don't matter. Like this picture of this box, it don't matter. It's okay. It's okay. This picture of this coffee cup, you'll do another one. It's okay. Just some self-talk. So that's that. So resorting, understanding the process, understanding expectations. The other one is pervasive design principles. So every class has given us a vocabulary sheet. Now, I'm gonna say I ain't learned them because I ain't learned them. There are ones on there that I didn't specifically know before, but I am not here. This vocabulary, I'm just not here for it. I understand that it's valuable. It must be valuable because they've given us the same list in every single class, and it's got the same words on it, so those words must be important. And I'm understanding that I am not yet taking them in and processing them mentally and committing them to memory. So we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on understanding those pervasive design principles. And then the last thing is what is the point of art? So this is something I think about a lot, is what is the point of art? What is the point of being an artist in an age where we have technology and we have cameras and we have all the things to artificially create, or through technology create a lot of the things that were historically made by hand. What is the purpose now of making art by hand? And so there was something this week that kind of struck me on multiple levels. I am a person that believes in slow living. I believe in recycling. I believe in making things yourself. I believe in, I don't own a television. I believe in sewing and, just a lot of things that are in the new age or whatever marketed as slow living. And I see the value in that. I am not a fast person. I don't do anything fast. I'm not interested in fast living. I'm cool on hustle culture, all of that. I like slowing down. I like having a slow life. So one of my teachers said the purpose of this practice or this thing that we were going through was to slow down the eye. How do you slow down the eye as it moves through your piece? And I heard that, and it really made me think of just art as a whole. The process of looking at art. You slow down as you're in a gallery and you're looking at art and you're trying to understand it. The process of creating art, you slow down to create the art. You have to wait for the paint to dry. You have to study the piece and figure out how the elements are working together and all of that kind of stuff. So it kind of answered a question that I had been having as far as the purpose of art. And that's really it. So those are the things that I learned